where you guys go.
Okay, I guess we're live.
I think you got. Do you have to hit that button there?
No, that'd be stop, I would assume.
Can you tell us if we're coming out on Facebook Live?
You're not right now.
On Leadership with Vision?
Yes, you are. You're live now.
We're live. Did you see Paul stick his head in there?
No, sir, but this is what we got right now.
Well, it should show what's happening. There it is.
There's Paul.
Paul was right there.
Boom. Okay.
All right, guys, if you're listening, this is, you got a low battery. We're going to have a problem here.
Oh, no.
Go around here and get a cable.
No, I got the backup.
Okay, he's got the backup. All right. This is Austin Gardner and Jeff Bush, and we're coming to you from our newest studios.
Boom.
Here at the office. And so this is Leadership with Vision, and we are joined today by a spectacular audience. Is there a way to make that thing turn around so they can see who's in this room and scare them to death? We're waiting on people to join us anyway. How do you turn this here, Greg Bodine?
I don't know how to turn it. But
You don't know how to turn it? All right. Well, we are joined by. Hey, why don't you turn that? Just grab that head. Nobody's listening yet anyway. It doesn't even show. Turn that. Whoa! That is Paul Taube.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not in the scene yet. Turn that on around. Come on around. There's Greg. And he is a student. Well, not really yet. And there's Chase, and he's another student. You can turn it back around here. I don't know why no one's listening. Usually it shows us that some people are listening there, Greg. Are you doing a good job, son?
Yes, sir. Now, you see one person on there? I promise I'm watching.
I don't doubt you're telling the
We
truth.
got two people.
It says we got two, but on here, just now told us there's two people listening. We don't know who you are. That's me and Greg. Okay, folks, we're proud of ourselves. We're looking. All right, I just turned off mine. So, okay, are you ready to get started, Mr. Bodine? We
I
could
am
go ahead
ready.
and get started. We would like to apologize for not having made any podcast, I think almost a month. But we were moving into the new building here at Vision Baptist Church and moving the office, and the guys were really killing themselves to get out of the old building. And so we're finally into this building, and we should be back on schedule and giving you some podcasts on a regular basis, and we thank you for listening. If you are getting this, why don't you put out the word, invite some other people to come and join us. Today we're going to talk to you about trusting God in trying times when you're on the mission field. And so, Jeff, you got anything you want to say as we get started here?
I think it's pretty clear that all of us do go through and will go through hard times. It's kind of magnified and even grows when you're on the mission field. So I think this is a very important subject. I think it could be a help to many of our friends that are out there, and I hope you'll listen.
Greg, I want you to do me one favor before we get started. Would you go outside of this room where you can't hear us and turn your Facebook Live on and see if the audio sounds decent? And then if you come back and tell us it does, I'm going to go ahead and start recording the podcast. While we're still waiting for a few people to join, it says we got 5 with us right now. Hey, turn that thing around and point it towards Paul, and let's let Paul give us a little update while we're waiting to get started. Paul, tell us what's going on with you.
Well, we're just got back down here to Georgia. We're going to be down here for a week with Vision Baptist Church and being part of some classes. And we have about 6 more weeks before heading back to Nepal to start Beginnings Baptist Church. So please pray with us as we head back.
All right. Well, somebody said that we were doing good, and then Greg said that we were doing good, or we aren't doing good, but it sounded good. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the podcast, and as you know, we'll give another introduction to it. We're just kind of waiting on you guys to join us today, but here we go, starting up the recording. Well, I'd like to welcome you to Leadership with Vision. Jeff Bush and Austin Gardner, we're your host. We're excited to talk to you today about trusting God in trying times. Jeff, you want to give an introduction, say anything?
Yeah, I want to welcome all those who are now joining us via podcast, some of them Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. Our subject about trusting God in trying times, I think all of us know they'll come, but God's always on our side. God's always with us as we take His gospel, as we serve Him. He's right there with us. So this is going to be an interesting subject. I believe it'll be very helpful to all that are listening.
Before we get started, maybe you would like to give them an update on the summit and kind of tell them what happened at the summit. That way we could maybe go ahead and get them interested in coming next year.
Great. Well, we just recently had our summit, the Our Generation Summit, and for the past 10 years, we've been in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This is our first year. We've moved it, and we're down here in Buford, Georgia, Lake Lanier Islands. Beautiful
Which,
facilities.
by the way, is not Buford, Georgia, really. It is Buford, Georgia, but it's a beautiful resort called Lake Lanier Islands.
And it's very beautiful. Facilities were wonderful. All the attention, everything that happened. But we had 2.5 days that were just set aside for preaching, for teaching, classes with the missionaries teaching on different parts of the world. It was a wonderful time, and I really want to encourage you, look at next year. I believe the exact dates next year, December 28th, 29th, and 30th, very last couple of days of the year of 2017. Same place, Lake Lanier Islands, and it's going to be a wonderful time, and I hope that you'll be there. I hope you'll encourage your youth group and that you as well can be there.
We'd like to have you come. We'd like to ask you to go ahead and schedule it. We believe that you'll miss a blessing if you don't come. Every year, young people surrender to go to the mission field. Every year, people take that next step of faith, and that's a big deal. Today is a special day in another way. If you're listening via Facebook Live, tonight Eric Elrod will be ordained to the gospel ministry. Eric will be going to the country of India, and Lord willing, he's leaving in June. If he can go ahead and get the rest of his support, he's kind of right there in that iffy part to wait and see if it's going to work out or not going to work out. For him to get all that support. So if you know about him and your church isn't yet supporting him, you could assure that he would arrive on the field on time if you go ahead and take him on. And so we would like to really invite you to do that. Now, if you're listening, invite some people to come on. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Pastor, an amazing thing that happened at the summit last day, that someone from our church asked to speak to us. Maybe you could tell them about that.
He's talking about one of our deacons here at our church, Ty Pepperdine. He has surrendered to go to the country of China as a church planting missionary. That's exciting for us. Our church is only 11 years old. We have lost 2 pastors to the mission field. Mark Coffey left and went to South Africa, and Miguel Sanabria is on his way to Colombia. And then we lost 2 deacons now. Micah Rastelli is a missionary to Bosnia, and now Ty going to China. So that's really, it's like a dream come true that our church would literally be producing missionaries out of our midst, people that we didn't know were going to go. I really didn't expect Mark to leave. I didn't expect Miguel to leave. I didn't expect Ty to leave. Micah had come in and was settled down to be a deacon, and so that's pretty exciting, and we're very glad that that's going on. What else you got there, brother?
Well, we had several people that signed a pledge saying that they're going to give their lives to the Lord, that they want to serve the Lord. That's kind of our heartbeat here at Vision Baptist Church, Vision Baptist Missions. Last week, in fact, just a couple of days ago, we had the Vision Impact Weekend. Young people came here and saw about the Our Generation Training Center, and that's a place where you can learn the Bible. But at the same time, you can learn the practical thing of missions. And so Robert Canfield is the director, doing an amazing job. In fact, they're having classes right now. And I would recommend or even ask you to highly consider, if you have anybody interested in missions, come down and check us out for a weekend. Field, wonderful thing, but lately we've been very busy. We made our move here to our new facilities. Very excited about that. Yesterday we just got our desks, so little by little we're moving in.
Well, we're going to talk to you today about dealing with all the trying times and all the stuff that happens on the mission field, and we want to ask you to invite people to come and listen to us talk about this. And so if you have friends on Facebook that don't know about this, please tell them. Before we do that, I just thought about James Miyashita. He is one of our missionaries, a great young man. He's on his way to Japan. His dad is in the hospital in Tokyo, I believe it is, right now. Right. And we'd like to ask you to pray for him and pray that God would do a work in his life, get his health back up. They think he's going to be okay. They've been running all sorts of tests. He possibly